Hello and welcome to a new video here on Let's Put a Microphone in Front. I'm your host and that's not actually the name of the show. It hasn't a name. It has not yet a name. Sorry, I'm German. And we're going to talk about the newest graphic novel by Scott Pilgrim and Lost at Sea author Bryan Lee O'Malley, titled Seconds. I'm sorry I have to leave on my monitor, but so you have some reflection in my glasses. But I already did this video one time, and I'm not gonna let it fuck up another time. So this is the book, Seconds, with this nice red dust cover, which looks really good actually. Yeah, you can see it. Okay. I'm just gonna show it to you without the dust cover. I actually have the hardcover copy. I don't think a paperback version exists yet. So that's the book. The front cover without the dust cover. That's the back. This tree. Both together. So yeah. I actually bought this book first as a digital download on Amazon Kindle store or something, but it just didn't play back on my fucking computer for some fucking reason. I don't know why you would offer ebooks that you can't like view on PC. I don't know. Why do I have to own a fucking Kindle or an iPad to view that? Doesn't make any sense to me, but I guess Amazon decides. I got a refund, so I ordered this. Was like 10 bucks more, 10 euros more, but I roll in cash, so who cares? Okay, first of all, some background, my personal background. Never read Lost at Sea. Love Scott Pilgrim, have read the graphic novels, the comic books, watched the movie, own the movie, love it. Basically the franchise is really dear to my heart. Some of the best, I don't like superhero comics, so some of the best comic graphic novel work I have ever seen. Also I like anime and manga, so the art style is really a plus point for me, because it's really inspired by Western comic and Japanese manga. And this book, even more so than Scott Pilgrim, does still have, as you can see basically with the girl in front, does still have the Scott Pilgrim art style, but even more manga anime-ish than before. So I'm just going to show you some of the insides to get ready talking about the art style. So I'm just going to look up for a good page. I had a good page. It's too colorful. Doesn't give you a good. This is a good one. This one I had before. Let me show you. Please don't ban me, YouTube. So that's the art style. I'm too near. I'm way too close to the microphone. That's the art style. You see a lot more manga-ish, especially in like her eyes. That's the main character. A lot more manga-ish, a lot more Japanese influenced. And so some backstory for me. I had really high hopes for this, and or that was a wrong formulation. I don't think this is a failure in any way or shape or form. I just by this book I'm a bit underwhelmed, you could say. I'm not disappointed, but I waited for this like 2 years, because I follow Bryan Lee O'Malley on his Tumblr. I fucking hate Tumblr, but I follow him on there because he uses it. Don't follow him on Twitter. And I don't use Twitter, but I followed him on there too, but he only posts inane bullshit. But his Tumblr is alright. He posts like stuff he's working on and fan art, and it actually is pretty good. So I followed him on there, and I know about Seconds for 2 years now, and I was really hyped for his new work because, like I said, I loved Scott Pilgrim, both graphic novel and movie. So really high hopes for this one. This is a self-contained story, so there will not be a Seconds Volume 2 or something. This is just, this one book has one story, and that's it. How to go about this? So I like the art style. Art style is a huge improvement. Like I said, I love anime, I love manga. So going more into that style, but with a like Western twist, or with a personalized twist by him. Really like that. Really looks good. It's also full color, as you have seen. I know Scott Pilgrim is getting colorized now, but or is finished colorizing. I don't know, but yeah, this is colorized from the start. I like that. It really helps out this book in particular. Scott Pilgrim didn't need it because it had this manga-esque feel. This one needs it, I feel. This story wouldn't work if it wasn't colorful and bright and vibrant. It had some pop to it, because it is a lot more of a simpler story than Scott Pilgrim. That's one of my... Here's why it's a bit of a... disappointment. Underwhelming for me. It is a really simple story. It's like Scott Pilgrim, a coming-of-age story, like a coming-of-age story for a late bloomer, like Scott Pilgrim was, in the sense that the main character girl, Katie, is her name, is like one of these, basically a child in mind. So she's like 28, I think, or something. So a 20-ish person who still hasn't grown up and still hasn't become an adult, and that's what she is. And throughout the book, she learns a lesson and grows up in some instance, and some instance not, because we don't need to. Not in every way, but in some. And that's what the book is about. That's what the story is about. It is a lot less epic than Scott Pilgrim and a lot less crazy than Scott Pilgrim. So don't expect another Scott Pilgrim in that sense. No crazy fighting, no superpowers in that sense. It has a fantasy mystery element, but it has nothing to do with fighting or violence or anything of the sort. So I will tell you the basic setup of the story. We have the main character girl Katie. She's a chef or ex-chef now at a restaurant called Seconds. So that's not the time thing. That's not the unit of time. It's actually the name of the restaurant, Seconds. Give me seconds, please. You know the drill. Maybe it doesn't have to do with the unit of time concerning the plot, but so she like wants to move on from the restaurant she's working now because she hates it, and wants to open a new restaurant in town, like a thing she has dreamed about since she was like a child or something. And but it takes forever because the construction company she contracted is shit. So she's stuck with her job basically and hangs around Seconds, even though nobody really wants her there anymore. And she also lives in the building. So one day after some shit happens and basically a waitress, because of something she did, gets like boiling oil on her arms. She finds like a ghost girl in her room. She's a ghost basically. There's a ghost girl and she gives her a magic mushroom, and she finds even more of these magic mushrooms, and these mushrooms allow her to change something that happened. So she thinks about it, writes it on a little change note, death note, not that epic, and the thing is changed. And the ghost tells her she's just only allowed to use one of these mushrooms, but she fucks it all and uses all of them, or all of them she finds in the house, beneath the house. And I think you can guess where this is going. Bad mojo. So that's the story. It's really simple. Really simple story. The characters, which is the most important part for me in any kind of story, any kind of media that has characters, are the characters. I can forgive bad plot if the character and the writing is coherent. The characters, there really aren't. There are a lot of characters shown, but not many of them characterized. So basically, we have Katie, main girl. She's like I said, very childish, arrogant. And then we have Hazel, who's the waitress I mentioned before, who gets her arms boiled. How can you describe her? She's shy, and she believes in ghosts and stuff like that. I think she's native or something. It has something to do with that, because like she tells her grandmother told her a lot about these things. And she's shy and not very outspoken. And that's basically Hazel. And these are the only two characters that get a lot of characterization. We have like two love interest characters, two guys, who are not heavily characterized. Then we have like a lot of managers, business partners, other waitresses, but these are just like side characters. Don't get much screen or page time, however you want to call it, at all. So when you only have 2 characters, how are they? Katie is really a horrible, not a horrible person, but really an annoying person if you met her in real life, but she's fine in the context of this book. Hazel is actually a pretty good character. Just from what they show, she's it's like unwillingly funny sometimes. I think he intended it to be like that, but she's like, she doesn't realize that she's being funny or cute or something most of the time. So these 2 characters are fine, nothing spectacular, and the rest of the characters are also nothing spectacular. They serve their role pretty well. I would have wished for more characterization, more characters, but I guess what you gonna do if this is all you have to tell the story? And like you have 4 or 5 panels on each page. And I mean, it's a simple story, so it doesn't need that much characterization. It isn't the deepest work, and that's where my disappointment comes from. It's a lot less epic and a lot less involved than Scott Pilgrim. It's a very simple thing. And I've waited for this, I know I've waited for this 2 years, and I've thought like, it's gonna be the second coming of Scott Pilgrim, Christ, whoever, Big Lebowski. And, horrible talk. And, it's really simple. So I'd recommend this to anyone who doesn't get into it with, like, expecting a second Scott Pilgrim. Buy this when it comes out on paperback, don't buy this fucking $20 hardcover copy I had to buy. It looks nice, but it isn't worth $20, I think. Buy it when it comes out in paperback. It's like $9, and keep it for a rainy day or for a winter evening or something, and read it then, because it won't cover much more of your time. I had like, I think I was in like an hour I was through with it. And it is a nice experience, but it is nothing spectacular, as I said. A pretty simple thing, a simple, nice story, with a simple message, but a good one. Nothing you haven't seen before, but pretty. So yeah, I'd recommend it. If I'd have to give it a star rating, which I don't, I think that's horrible, or giving ratings like that, I won't give you one, 8 out of 10. Fuck. No, I'd give it 7 out of 10. Stars. Yeah, like I said, I told you already who this is made for. Anybody who likes the humor of Bryan Lee O'Malley, the Scott Pilgrim-esque humor, and someone who has like $9 to spare and can wait a little bit. Yeah, that's my review. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. By the way, I think this guy is based on the main character of Cowboy Bebop.